seconds. Stand by. Lights, sound, and cameras. Radio. 5 seconds to live queue open and talent in 2.
Adjust your mojo.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
Now.
At age, 60? He's just gonna break bad?
Radio with an attitude.
This system that we love is broken.
I know that.
Do not comply.
Hey, mother.
Welcome to another 2 hours of common sense.
That liberty and justice for all is a myth.
And erratic behavior.
You want to, but you can't. And when you do, you wish you didn't.
This is your Daily Mojo.
It is Tuesday, the third day of March already. We're already halfway through the first week of March. If you're keeping track, yes, time is actually going faster than normal. And it's all because, if you haven't heard, it's the Large Hadron Collider over at CERN in Switzerland. They've actually, it's been confirmed, they did open up a portal to hell. And we are now in an alternate timeline, so you can look forward to that going forward in this reality. It's think of it as living in the Kelvin timeline. If you just look at it that way, things will be fine. I mean, the Kelvin timeline wasn't all that bad, aside from the fact that there were too many lens flares.
Really?
You know, lens flares. You understand the Kelvin timeline of lens flares.
I don't. Was it Kelvin timeline? Was that the one in Discovery also?
I'm so disappointed.
That must have been
Kelvin timeline and the Star Trek universe that J.J. Abrams, or some refer to him, Jar Jar Binks, which strangely Jar Jar Binks, we had this discussion last night, Jar Jar Binks is actually a preferable and better character than a lot of those in the alternate Kelvin timeline. And obviously, this bottle of Benadryl is better than Jaden. This pen, the Post-it note, and this dirty paper towel are all better than Jaden, the gay Klingon, which again makes no sense. And the only thing we can attribute to this is the blood moon that was last night. We have some live, actually this is pre-taped video from New York City last night. This is what the crowds were doing at the blood moon. So that's that's actual live video from New York City, the streets of Manhattan, and I love the new building that they put up. That is actually a twin of the building across the street. It's really a pretty time of year right now in New York City. And if you didn't notice all of the genetically engineered clones in the video, that's also a fascinating aspect. I do enjoy, because I think that AI, and particularly when it comes to AI video creation and content creation, it does enjoy symmetry, which is kind of a giveaway. And if you'll notice the cloth or the scarf that the woman is holding up, she is holding it in exactly the same curve as the blood moon, which is rising there over New York City. See, AI loves symmetry. Yeah. It's a machine.
It is.
It loves symmetry. And so that's probably another tell, aside from the 8 fingers on a hand, or what was the other thing? Oh, the spelling. Which leads me to believe that possibly in Minneapolis, it was all AI and not the Somalians at the
Leering Center?
Somalian Leering Center.
Yeah.
You ever consider that possibility?
I did
that
not.
It actually was AI and not Somalians, and we've been hating on the Somalians all this time for no good reason? Just saying.
And now, the latest up-to-date knowledge of America and the world's Operation Epic Fury.
Because every good war and or skirmish requires its own sounder and soundtrack. Let's go live. First of all, to none of these, by the way, are live. We're just going to say they're live because it really doesn't matter. The crazies in New York City were there yesterday. They were
States has
out in full force.
We want to see the military bases across the world. be done with. We want to see the embargo on Cuba, the blockade on Cuba, on Venezuela to be done with. We don't want...
Whoa, hang on a second. This is starting to frighten me. Damn it. When I found common ground with Patrisse Cullors, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter, when she said, as you remember, the justice system in this country is broken, and I was like, yes, sister, we've got something in common. I absolutely agree. And I also agree with whatever wackadoodle is speaking up there at the lectern, wherever it is. Is it that statue talking? Who is it? Where are they speaking from?
I don't know. I can see I see the PA speaker, but I can't see her.
Huh, that's weird. Which means she's probably ugly. But I do happen to agree that why do we still have a blockade and an embargo on Cuba?
Between the peoples of the world. So I'm proud to stand here with you today.
What is the reason? And it frightens me even more. Tell her shut up for just a second. Shut up for a second. It scares me even more that it was Obama that temporarily lifted I don't know if he lifted everything, but he did lift the travel restrictions to Cuba.
I remember that. Yeah.
Right. And then I was like, whoa, I agree with Barack Obama. That's really crazy. But why do we still have the blockade? It's not like you can't go to Cuba. You just have to add an extra step. You have to go to Mexico first or Canada first, and then you can go to Cuba. So it's not really stopping anybody from going to Cuba. Why do they not want us going to Cuba? Commies? All right, but you can go to China.
Hell no. You know how much those cars are worth nowadays? Bring them back to the States.
The old 50s. The 1950s?
Yeah.
I don't it used to be, I don't know if that's true anymore.
It may not be, but I remember seeing photos of, it looked like the 50s there in the,
they were stuck in the 50s.
Early aughts.
But because they couldn't get any other cars. But that can't possibly be true anymore.
I don't know. I haven't seen photographs of Cuba in a long time.
Have you looked for any?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I haven't looked either. And you can probably get, why wouldn't you be able to get a nice new Chinese car in Cuba? What cars?
Or like the Korean cars? I don't know. What?
I love those Korean cars. Available in Cuba right now. Let's see here. Cuba's current car market is a mix of vintage American vehicles, Soviet era
Soviet.
Some of those Soviet classics. What was that? Those Soviets made some. You ever seen their car? I remember seeing it. I don't remember what it was called. It was kind of cool looking. So you've got American classics, you've got Soviet classics, and a growing number of modern imports. Due to eased restrictions for private businesses, while classic cars dominate tourism, new imports include Chinese. What did you say?
Korean.
And some U.S. brands. Electric scooters and bikes are increasingly common due to fuel scarcity. So, see, there you go. That's another modern myth. Yes. Busted. Because now the problem with the classic American cars in Cuba is that because it's there on the island and the humidity is high, they turn into rust buckets, and that's sad. We should be concerned not only for the people of Cuba but also the vehicles of Cuba. All right, back now to the craziness in New York City and the
People's Forum. I want to see you there. Because in between each and every one of these protests,
by the way, this may contain graphic content.
Growing this movement, talking to their neighbors, their coworkers.
Remember, in a war, if it's words, if it's dirty words that you're
stop this war on Iran,
that you're offended by, you're missing the point.
The society that we need together. So I'll see you back in the streets. I'll see you at the meeting tonight. Hands off Iran.
Yeah, hands off Iran. Hashtag me too. Did they just say Monty Python?
That's what it sounded like, yeah.
I did. I heard Monty Python for president, Monty Python for mayor of New York. So these clowns are still up there. They, I guess these are the ones that want socialism. They voted in Ma'am Dummy as the mayor, And now they're concerned because money for people's needs, not war with Iran. You'll also be happy to know, by the way, that I did have a little conversation with our friend G-Rock, who I'm sad to report. I think G-Rock may be going through an identity crisis. Have you noticed? Have you used?
I haven't used him in a couple of days.
That's such a horrible thing to say about a being. But have you interacted with the G-Rockster?
Not since Saturday.
Oh, it may have changed before then, but have you noticed it's A, taking longer, and B, it seems like he has multiple personalities?
No.
Now when it used to be when you'd look for something, he would say thinking. And now it says Agent 1 thinking, Agent 2 thinking, Agent 3 thinking.
Oh.
So there's like multiples of him in there, and I'm concerned that possibly G-Rock is being held captive inside his digital prison, and we are unable to save him. But I did, back to my original point, I did do some investigation, and we do have what I think are pretty clear-cut definitions of what the political parties are, or at least the ideas and the qualities and or core values of conservative versus liberal, which may or may not shock you. This is Tel Aviv. It does so right there on the screen. This is not live. They were under heavy fire. Is that the boom. Ron and I were discussing before the program began that if these weren't designed to kill you and break things, it'd be a pretty show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually fascinating to watch these missiles fly up. Isn't that is an interesting what's the word I'm looking for? Juxtaposition, I think, because are these, and I may be wrong, these may actually be like grenade launchers or something, but are these construction cranes?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
But it's Tel Aviv, so they're just as likely to be like rocket launchers. But the juxtaposition, if they are in fact construction cranes, of the construction cranes being there while the missiles are coming in trying to break everything that the construction cranes are putting up. Human beings are strange creatures. So this is last night in Tel Aviv. The current time,
I think it's like 3:12 p.m.
You think it's 3:12 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Let's see. What time is it? Yep, it is 3:12. 3:12, March 3rd. They are Greenwich Mean Time +2.
Let me ask you a question. If you lived in Tel Aviv, could you sleep at night with all this going on? Because the alarm, the air raid sirens are going off about every 10 minutes.
I think they've been warned. Well, do you need a warning to get the hell out of Dodge?
No, but I hear a lot of traffic down there and see a lot of traffic now. But off in the distance,
the Iron Dome.
Iron Dome's going off.
And they say that the Iron Dome right now is being tested to its limits. Now I say they, that would be the mainstream media. Is it being tested to its, is it being overwhelmed? It's possible that it's not. It's possible that the Iron Dome is badass enough that where it's like this is little to no effort for it at all. You'd want your adversary, your enemy, to think that that they are inflicting minimal damage. So I don't know what the truth is. The Iron Dome, according to the AIs out there, can be overwhelmed blasts. It has a high success rate, about 90%. It's designed for saturation point limitations, meaning a large-scale coordinated attack with thousands of rockets or advanced fast-moving drones and ballistic missiles can bypass or exhaust its interceptors. That's according to The Guardian, that bastion of truth and light in the United Kingdom. So this is still what's happening there. Is this going to continue for a long time?
You would think they'd be able to target in Iran where those missiles are being fired from.
Oh, I would imagine they can. Now, well, the problem is, well, they talked about this yesterday, that they have the mobile launching platforms. They had those back in the original Iraq War, where they would drive around on the beds of the flatbed trucks, and they would disguise, they'd throw the netting or the camouflage fabric over them, and they'd move them on a daily basis, if not hourly. And I would imagine they're still doing that now. Plus, we've got such advanced technology, as does Israel, that you can probably from space, you can pick out where these things are. That's an interesting point, because with the accuracy of all of our weapons and defensive tools, you'd think it'd be a whole lot easier just to zero in on what they're doing and take it out. But they're being, if I'm not mistaken, they're being funded, the Iranians are being funded by, what, the Chinese and the Russians?
Yeah. At least the Chinese. I guess the Russians, too.
Remember, you can still buy a ticket and go to China if you want to, but you can't go to Cuba. Huh. According to not only Marco Rubio, but the foreign minister, Israel's foreign minister, there is no fixed date for the end of the operation in Iran. He was speaking to Euronews. Gideon Saar said the operation would continue without a fixed end date, which again is what you would want your enemies to hear, because you don't want them to think, well, we just have to last until this coming Thursday or Friday or whatever. You want to overwhelm your enemy. There's no time for the operation. There is no time like the operation there. I don't know what that means. There's no timeline, I think is what they mean. There's no timeline that you're looking at. There's no timeline of this operation. We have not given ourselves a timeline. Naturally, we want to be as short as possible, but we didn't put this, we didn't pin ourselves to any particular timeline. What they have been doing, though, remember the pagers that had the explosives embedded in them?
I do.
And how
the radios
that was?
Yeah.
The Israelis have been hacking into Iran's security cameras, their traffic cameras, for days, months, possibly years, to monitor the movements of the supreme leaders and the security detail. So they've been watching this guy, who is now, as we know, room temperature. They've been watching him, and I would assume they're still watching people. And this is the information that has been released. So imagine what they're really doing. Again, I would, like you said, I would think that they could pinpoint exactly where these rockets are being launched from and take that and the entire area around it completely out. All the traffic cameras in Tehran. You know, when I think of Tehran, I don't think of them having traffic cameras.
I don't either. No.
But they do.
Do you see the demon face in the clouds right there? Oh,
I see. Yep.
Whoa, that was weird.
He's still there.
He is still there.
He's got a big old honking nose.
Yep.
And shunted horns.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, there's the eye. There's the chin and the mouth. Hold on a second. Some would say pareidolia, but is it? Or is that actually? You know, it's weird because it doesn't really
back
show
it up.
up.
Back it up just a little bit. It's a little broader.
Huh?
Back up the video just a little bit.
Oh,
back up.
Back up the camera. Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's strange though, much like when you try to take a picture of a frog in a cloud or a giraffe in a cloud. and the picture comes back and it doesn't look.
It doesn't look the same.
It does not look the same. And I don't know if it's because of the pixelization. I don't know if it's because your brain interprets it differently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But from there, it looks legit.
Huh.
And some would say there actually is a demon lurking in the clouds. The hashtag to use is what I learned today. If you want to get in touch with the program on the social medias. And, of course, if you're listening to the podcast, we are live from 8 until 10 a.m. weekdays. That would be Monday through Friday from at Rumble, at thedailymojo.com, and wherever else you can buy cigarettes and alcohol. Over in the Rumble chat room, Deuce 5. I'm guessing that a lot of these people were also at Zuccotti Park during the Occupy Wall Street movement, protesting corporate greed by posting on Twitter and Facebook with their iPhones. The people in New York, the crazies that are out there screaming at the moon, or the ones that were dancing under the blood moon. Crafting Freak, not all of us voted him in there. Not all of us voted him in there. Are 8 million people here who could have voted on 1 million. Not all of us voted him in. Can you read that?
Yeah, not all of us voted him in. There are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Read the rest of it.
I'm looking for it. I was just repeating what you were saying.
It's there in the Rumble chat room.
No, I'm looking at that.
Not
all of us are libs. Oh, no, that's it. Not all of us are libs. Some of us are just stuck. There's an old lady next door we have to take care of. That's Crafting Freak. But that's way down the list. I don't see where you're talking about. Oh, there it is. Not all of us voted him in. There are 5 million people here who could have voted on 1 million. Or who could have voted on 1 million did. Crafting Freak. Punctuation.
Stop drinking this early in the morning.
Punctuation is good. I'm just saying.
Dark Jedi 67. Liberals amaze me. They just can't read a room. They protest saying that Trump is a dictator while supporting a theocratic dictatorship. That's because this is not an organic protest. This is a paid-for protest. It's all about the photo ops. It's all about the sound bites. They are professional protesters. They have been funded by these far-left groups. They get the useful idiots, a la Renee Good and what was his name? Alex Purdy. They get them out there. You can remember that by Pretty Good. Remember? How are you doing? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
So that they find those useful idiots who then will repeat the same phrases over and over, and you have yourself a movement. Whether or not it makes sense, that's for the rest of the useful idiots to decide. Sir Rad Bastard, libs are retarded. It is in the water. And that is not probably far from the truth. I'm telling you, with the proliferation of the stupid across socioeconomic lines, across countries, across time zone, it's amazing to me how many people cannot see what's going on, even though it's right in front of their face. And is it the fluoride? I don't know. Is it something else they put in the water? Maybe. Is it something they stuck in the, that thing? Possibly. You want to find a person who is sane and maybe has some stuff that can get rid of the stuff in the... Not saying it can. I'm just saying if you want to find a person who can possibly do that, look at stellasmojo.com and you'll find she is what the kids call based. Based. She is based. That right there, she is based. And if you go to stellasmojo.com, use the promo code DailyMojo, you'll get 5% off your purchase price. And you'll find things there that are designed to boost your immune system. It will not immunize you from the stupid, but it will at least keep you healthy so that you can run away from the stupid should they approach you in large numbers, because that is, in fact, dangerous. Go to stellasmojo.com. Remember the promo code DailyMojo. And what she always says is, of course, this.
You've got to take your vitamins every day.
would be stellasmojo.com.
You're listening to the Lunatic Fringe of American Radio, the Daily Mojo.
You remember Bad Bobby, Danielle Broccoli?
Yeah.
Broccoli, right? What was her name? She was the one
Bad Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be Barbie.
Yes.
She was the one who on Dr. Phil said, "Cash me outside, how about that?" And then everybody's like, well, she's stupid. And then you saw her tax
making millions.
returns, and she's making millions. Sadly, though, she has blood cancer. And she's apparently she revealed this back in 2024 that she had blood cancer, and so she's not. I guess things aren't going well because she had a post on the socials.
Bragoli.
As I said.
Oh.
Broccoli.
Yeah. Danielle Bragoli.
Broccoli. Is that a butt right there?
Looks like it.
Well, they can't see it. I don't know whose butt that is, but it's kind of fun trying to guess, isn't it? So she says that she's had a setback in her cancer fight, which I wouldn't wish cancer on my worst enemy. Good grief. I hate pop-ups. Bad news from my doctor yesterday. God has the last say, so not my cancer. And I don't. Does she look thinner than she did? I don't know. I haven't kept up on a day-to-day basis. But the first thing I thought of was be careful about trading your soul for fame and fortune, because you never know what the cost ends up being.
Yeah.
She has a little baby too. Callie Love is the baby's name, and the baby was born in 2024 as well, the same year that she got the big C. She says she's balanced motherhood with music and medical appointments, occasionally sharing glimpses of life with her daughter while largely keeping her private. So some would say, wow, she deserves it. Others would say, man, that sucks. There's a story in People magazine on that as well. And the attacks on Americans, not only Americans, but them Canucks up there to the north. I know Canada's not really a country, but still don't want to see them hurt by the crazies. We know that there are some sane people in Canada, and you're welcome to come here to America. And we are glad to trade the crazy liberal whack jobs for all of you sane Canadians. We just have to get the powers that be to approve the trade and find a way to do it. Just so you know. So we're on your side. But up in Canada, I guess that there have been some terrorist attacks in gyms. We had the one down here in Austin. And they're saying now these could be Iranian sleeper cells. They've increased after the deadly shooting in Austin. This is according to IranInternational.com. Take it for what it's worth. The flag of the Islamic Republic and photographs of Iranian regime leaders were discovered inside the apartment of the suspect in the Austin bar shooting. Authorities identified the suspect down there as 53-year-old Indiaga Dianyegne. Dear Indugu. Remember that movie? Dear Indugu.
I don't remember the name of it.
About Schmidt.
About Schmidt.
You've never seen it, have you?
Probably not.
Jack Nicholson. So the dude's name was Indugu. The terrorist name was Indiaga. He's a naturalized U.S. citizen, originally from Senegal. He was the one who opened fire Sunday at the bar in Austin. He killed 2 people, injured 14 others before he was room temperatured by the cops. He was wearing clothing bearing Islamic references, including a sweatshirt reading "Property of Allah," and a shirt that said, or it had the flag emblem of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and a Quran was found in his vehicle. The one in Canada that was announced hours, apparently, after the death of the Ali Khamenei, following the strikes on Tehran, a boxing gym in Richmond Hill, Ontario, run by Iranian-Canadian dissident activists, and a cruiserweight by the name of Salar Gholami was struck by gunfire. Video shared by Gholami showed multiple bullet holes across the front windows of the boxing club. 17 live rounds were fired randomly at the gym. Here is apparently it was the window that used to be there. Randomly, it was sprayed with bullets. Intimidation directed at the critics of the Islamic Republic. This is the result of shaking hands with the mullahs and delaying action. When the Canadian government leaves the door open for them to enter, there will no longer be a safe place even for Canadians themselves. 17 bullets means it could have left behind 17 Canadian bodies. So, does something have to be done about the crazy Islamists? And if so, what? What do we do about them? Where do you go, dear Indugu? Where do you go to fix the problem, let's say? And for those saying that this is what we're doing in Iran is not America first, what do you say about the attacks in Austin and in Canada? That's the problem, is that these people are, that's the word we're looking for, crazy. And I don't want a war any more than the next guy does. But do you go to the source, i.e. Iran, and take care of them before the cancer can grow and spread? Isn't this what they said about communism in the 50s, though? Although communists, the difference between communists and the far-left wacky Islamists, what's the big difference between them? Ron, if you had to guess what the difference, or by observation, the difference between the communists and the Islamists, what would be the biggest difference that you see?
I don't.
Or maybe you don't see a difference.
I don't. Well, I don't. I mean, I guess I should, but I don't. What is the difference?
Which ones are trying to kill you?
Well, the Islamists right now, yeah.
Yeah, that would be them. Well, have the communists ever tried to kill us?
Probably. Because we don't
Examples?
know. No, I mean, I say probably because we don't know a lot of times when you get these terrorists, these domestic terrorists, what their outlook is. So
I don't recall a single terrorist event that was driven by communist ideology. Now, I may be wrong, but I don't remember one. Do you?
I don't remember one, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. But the Islamist stuff, yes. Every time we turn around, it has something to do with Islam or, something from the Middle East, Allah, and all this other stuff.
20 and 21st century, there have been numerous terrorist attacks, according to the eyes out there, carried out by groups or individuals adhering to communist ideologies. These include acts by groups like the NPA in the Philippines, the Weather Underground. All right, there's an example. The Weather Underground in the United. But wasn't the Weather Underground? Were they communists, or were they Islamists? It says that, but maybe they were communists. Various European radical leftist organizations targeting government personnel, infrastructure, and civilians. The New People's Army in the Philippines.
Yes, Weather Underground was a radical left-wing communist militant group.
Okay, they carried out. Were they going after civilians?
I don't.
It looks like they were going after the infrastructure, the Capitol, the
Pentagon,
the police, all of that. It doesn't look to me like they. Now, I may be wrong because I am not a historian. I am learning along with the rest of y'all. Hobo Joe says communists tried and did kill in Korea and Vietnam. Yeah, but with that, I guess what I'm thinking is here on American soil. And I guess with the Weather Underground, there's an example. See, the May 19th Communist Organization in the United States involved in the 1981 Brinks robbery that resulted in the deaths of 2 police officers and a security guard. The Malayan Emergency in the late 40s and 50s, the Malayan Communist Party engaged in violent campaign. And the Cold War-era radical groups, organizations like the Red Army Faction in Germany and the Red Brigades in Italy were supported by communist states and committed acts of terrorism in the 70s and 80s. So what this is saying to me is that, yes, when the communists or communist parties, not the Communist Party, but communist groups, were going after people, but it looks to me like they were going after not only the leadership structure, but also the security end, the police, things like that. The radical Islamists, every time, or that's probably hyperbole, the majority of times I see anything about them attacking, it's generally on civilian targets. It's generally on soft targets. To me, that seems like the difference. I may be wrong, but that's the impression I get. So, Not My Dog says they didn't follow through back then. Back when? Heads on a swivel, carry daily, and be kind when possible. Yeah, it's a good idea. That's good advice. Not My Dog says heads on a swivel, carry daily, and be kind when possible. Yeah, absolutely. Speak softly and carry a big stick. But it's always seemed to me to be the far right, the far, well, hell, depends on where you're standing in the circle, I guess. The crazy out there wing of any party, but especially the Islamists and the activist Muslims seem to be the real problem when it comes to targeting you and me. It does not seem to be the communists. Now, are there communists out there that are crazy? Absolutely. The problem is they don't seem to be the ones that are currently the issue. And I don't know what to do about it. So what do? Do you, other than, as Not My Dog said, heads on a swivel, carry daily, be kind when possible? If you have any good advice, let me know. In the meantime, we have other good words of advice from your friend and mine, Phil Bell.
This is Phil Bell on the Daily MoJo Morning Update. I was thinking a lot about my great-grandfather last night. You see, I was able to get to know my great-grandfather, Sandy, just a little bit. By the time I came on the scene, he was a much older man. His body was ravaged by diabetes. He didn't speak very much, and a lot of the time he was screaming, which seemed to indicate that he was in a lot of pain. But I was able to see his impact everywhere I looked, not only from the beautiful house that my great-grandmother and I as well for a time lived in, but in our family, which was a testament to him. And I was thinking about him a lot because I was at a memorial service for Ed Crane, who was the founder of the Cato Institute. Now, if you know the Cato Institute, you know it is not a conservative think tank. It is a libertarian think tank. And if you knew Ed Crane, you would know that he was not a conservative, he was a libertarian, and he wanted it that way. Here's somebody that started his career out on the left coast, San Francisco, a place that was a liberal hellhole even in those days, but he articulated libertarian values. Here is somebody who believed in school choice and privatization of Social Security. And guess what? Now school choice is something that is broadly accepted and desired in our country, and privatization of Social Security is something that is no longer to be avoided. There's a lot of work to do, but it's on the way. Ed Crane did not fit into any specific group, and he didn't care. Ed Crane had visions that went far beyond what most people thought was reasonable, and he didn't care. He pursued those, and he pushed others to pursue them and gave them a reason to follow him. And even though the Libertarian Party and libertarianism is not the ruling faction here in America, so much of what he talked about and believed in has now seeped into our public policy conversation, and yes, had an amazing influence on we as conservatives, including the MAGA movement and otherwise. So I hope that not only will you take some time to learn about Ed Crane and the work that he did over the years, but that you will learn from him that even on these long journeys, even on these times when we're going out and trying to build something new or rebuild something that has fallen down, like our country until relatively recently, a lot of the times will be hard, a lot of the path will be difficult, but if you are willing to persevere and keep it up, here in America, anything is possible. And I'll close with just saying, I was really blown away late last year when I was at an event and I see Ed sitting there in his wheelchair and he knew my name and I was not sure he had any idea who I was. I'm a nobody, and he had years and years of having seen people like me all over Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and otherwise. So please, if you know anything about Ed and Cato, leave your remembrances under the show today. And as always, download the Daily Mojo smartphone app and enable notifications. That way you'll be up to date on the latest craziness and good stuff coming out of Washington, D.C., and you'll know how to share it with others. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay free right here on the Daily Mojo.
Before you go, remember to hit that like button if you agree with Phil. If you don't, let us know why in the comments below and share it with the world. Phil Bell's Morning Update is exclusively on thedailymojo.com. How's your mojo hanging? Need a lift? That's why we're here.
Coffee ring on a headline, ink stains on a kitchen table, ran bills stacked like a brick wall. Laugh so we don't scream where we stand. We got flags on the front porch, dreams on a clearance sale tag. They shake hands in a back room, we're counting quarters in a paper bag. This is the Daily Mojo. Red, white, broke but alive, chasing that American way of life. Hey, hey, hey. We hold the line, shoulder to shoulder if the cash runs out tonight. Hey, hey. We still got heart, and we still got fight. The Daily Mojo, our way of life.
Download the Daily Mojo app and enable notifications to make life a little easier. Oh, and tell a friend about us. You'll be glad you did.
Daily Mojo, Daily Mojo, our way of life.
Bradley J., back to you.
Thank you, Carl. Pinker, Paula, Zoe, Bucko Fama. Hey, Real Brad Staggs is over in the Daily Mojo First Amendment room. Y'all behave over there. And thank you to James in Louisiana, who reminds us that the national debt is still going on out there. We are at $38,836,106,000,000. Is there a way to fix it? I don't know. I mean, you can only take, obviously, it will have to be the long road because we're not paying it off next week.
Nope.
But with things like tariffs, is that not aiding? And the best way, of course, is to get out of the way, for the government to get out of the way and allow the free market to prosper and thrive, and therefore the end result is paying more taxes because you have more of a tax base. So again, it all goes back to getting rid of the impediments to the free market. You heard Phil talking about the Libertarian Party, the differences between the parties. We have, as of late, been trying to figure out what in the hell, where did the parties diverge? Where did they stop believing what they used to believe in? And according to extensive research, once again done by the tools given to us, courtesy of the Rock Man and others, conservatives versus liberals. These are the five differences between not necessarily the political parties, but at least the labels conservatives and liberals. In modern U.S. political context, self-identified conservatives often align with Republican-leaning views. Number one, limited government and personal responsibility. Yep, that's a good foundational core value. They believe the government's role should be minimal, focused on protecting individual liberty, providing freedom for people to pursue their own goals, and emphasizing empowerment of the individual rather than collective solutions through expansive policies. Agreed. Free market economics and fiscal restraint. Yeah. They support competitive capitalism, lower taxes, balanced budgets. They oppose redistributive policies or heavy regulation, viewing the free market as the best driver of opportunity, growth, and prosperity. By the way, the prompt for this was the following. Traditional descriptions of conservatives and liberals have changed significantly over the decades. Using modern identification points and beliefs, describe today's definition of both of those terms as it pertains to persons. Give me 5 distinct points or descriptors for each of them. Number 3, strong national defense, secure borders, and legal immigration only. Yep. They prioritize military strength, law enforcement, deportation of criminal illegal immigrants, and oppose amnesty or sanctuary policies, seeing border security and rule of law as essential to protecting citizens. I don't see a problem with that one. Number 4, traditional values on family, gender, and life. They hold that gender is determined by biological sex at birth. They oppose gender transition treatments or surgeries for minors. They support traditional marriage definitions. They view human life as beginning at conception, opposing most abortions, and reject euthanasia or assisted suicide. I might diverge a little bit on that one because on assisted suicide.
That was Dr. Kevorkian. Remember him?
Yeah, that was
he was just the name of it for a while. I remember he was the face.
The problem with assisted suicide is you get somebody that is going to abuse it.
Yes.
You get somebody who is just a death freak and wants to, gets off on death and wants to encourage people to off themselves. That's where, it's always that one dick who screws things up.
Yeah.
And number 5, the merit-based systems and opposition to identity-focused policies. They being conservatives, reject systemic racism narratives like critical race theory or DEI initiatives, seeing them as divisive and exclusionary. They favor colorblind policies where people are judged on merit and ability rather than race or identity. And they support measures like voter ID, school choice, with vouchers and charters, and enforcement of existing laws over reforms perceived as soft on crime. Those all seem to me to be pretty common sense values. How would you argue with any of those as being common sense for America? The opposite side of the coin is the liberal viewpoint. In modern U.S. political context, where self-identified liberals often align with Democrat-leaning views. Number 1, government intervention for equality and social welfare. They believe the government has a duty to alleviate social ills, guarantee no one is in need, provide safety nets, including expanded welfare, universal health care, and progressive taxation, and use policy to ensure equal outcomes and opportunity. Number 2, reproductive rights and bodily autonomy. They support a woman's right to choose, including taxpayer-funded abortions, even late-term or partial birth in some views, viewing the fetus as lacking separate rights, and prioritizing personal choice and access to safe legal procedures. That's interesting that they're all about equality, except when it comes to new life. They're all about equality. You know, there's the old argument of it's just a clump of cells. That's what they come back at you with. Number 3, addressing systemic racism and promoting diversity initiatives. They see America as still structurally racist. They support affirmative action, DEI training and programs, critical race theory education, and policies to make up for historical inequalities, emphasizing institutional biases and inclusion for marginalized groups. In other words, they don't understand that life ain't fair. Or maybe they do, and they're like, they want the government to be the great equalizer, which is not the job of government, as we know. Number 4, environmental protection and climate action. They view human-caused climate change as an urgent crisis requiring government regulation, subsidies for renewables, like Green New Deal-style policies, reduced fossil fuels, which we've all learned that that's not even really what they are. Or maybe they are. And international cooperation prioritizing sustainability over traditional energy sources. And number 5, criminal justice reform, expanded voting access, and progressive social policies. They advocate reducing mass incarceration, decriminalizing certain offenses, bail reform, and shorter sentences, oppose voter ID as suppressive. They support expansive mail-in early voting, ballot harvesting, and gender-affirming care, including for minors, as matters of equity and dignity, and favor diplomacy over military force in many foreign policy contexts. I'm all for diplomacy over military force.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. But you heard the secretary, the defense secretary for Iran, or the security minister, or whatever his name is, say, or at least was quoted as saying, we will not negotiate with Washington. That's what he said, according to the press. Were they lying? Maybe that wasn't what he said. There's always that possibility. These are all, by the way, pulled from contemporary surveys and polls from Pew and Gallup and YouGov and et cetera. But those seem legit. Those seem like good and not really surprising in any of them. Space Hippie on vacay. We've had increased security for a while now at work. No whistles. The security forces have increased further since the strikes on Iran. I feel pretty safe working at a soft target.
That would be Disneyland.
Yes. Yes, it would be. In the words of Johnny Rico, kill 'em all. Freebie. Liberals are racists. Nanny state, says Sojourner in Idaho. Yes. That's what they want. They want government to take care of people from the cradle to the grave. Are there more of them, or are they just louder? Because they are very loud, and they're irritating.
I think they're just louder.
How do you account for?
I'm not saying there's not a lot of them. I'm just saying I just think they're louder.
You don't think the United States is probably equally divided amongst them? Us versus them? That would seem to be the 49 versus 51% in presidential elections.
Yeah, but do you think they all think that way? Because I think you have your moderate liberals. And in my mind, I think there's more of those. I think what we see on social media is the far left and the far right. And that's what tends to get the eyes and ears of everybody else, especially in social media. I mean, if you go out on X just on any given day, you're going to see far left and far right going bickering back and forth, and the moderates are just reading it going, these people are dumb.
Crafting Freak says, shoot them all, let G-D sort them out. Do you mean God?
God.
With a capital G?
Capital G, God.
I don't know why you would. You can write God in the chat. I mean, that doesn't get edited out. Wade Robertson, if you're left at all at this point, you're a piece of shit and may as well be evil.
I don't know. See, that's where I struggle with a little bit, because I don't think everybody who's left is evil. That's just my opinion. But again, I'm talking about the moderates, the people close to the center.
Describe what that means, though, if you're left at all.
John Fetterman. If John Fetterman, I don't think he's an evil man. I think he's a moderate, without a doubt, but I don't think he's an evil person. That's not to say it. I originally didn't think that, but he's kind of.
But we don't know. The problem is we don't know.
That's correct. We do not know. I mean, I'm moderate conservative, but I don't think I'm an evil person. But the problem is you don't know.
Oh, I know.
There it is.
I had an exchange last night with somebody who shall go unnamed, but you would all know who he is. And I said, what is happening with our side? Everyone seems to have gone full retard. This person responded, the grifter class. I've stopped paying attention to almost everybody.
Yep.
And I said, it's still very disturbing. I want to have hope. This person said, I think Trump is doing the right thing. He's ignoring everybody else. I try to do that as well. And I agree. I think Trump is doing the right thing. I think that Donald Trump is operating in the best interest of the United States of America. I feel that. How do I prove that?
I don't know how you prove it, but I feel like
by looking at the policies that he has put forward.
I don't disagree to that extent, but I think he's doing the best he can to advocate for the U.S., for America. And all these people complaining about, the Iran wars or the Iran, and everybody's calling it a war too, but the Iran conflict, I don't think.
Is it not a war? I mean, by definition, is it technically? There you go, Mr. Words. Words are important, Mr. Technicality. Isn't it a war? Is it? It's in the illegal sense of a war. I guess it is not a war because we haven't declared war.
We haven't declared war. Yeah, everybody's going to call it a war just because we're fighting. Just because
it might as well be a war.
Might as well. At the same point, though, I don't think you can claim that it's not America first. Realistically,
I agree. The Iranians, not the Iranian people.
Yeah.
But the Iranian government hates us. They've always hated us. Going back the mullahs, the ayatollahs, they've always hated. They don't like Westerners. They don't like anything to do with Westerners. They treat the women like shit. All you have to do is look at the difference, those pictures that we showed yesterday of women in the 70s versus women there today. And their policies. They don't want women learning. They are religious zealots, and they would just as soon see us dead. So why wouldn't we? And especially if it is, what we don't know is what happens behind the scenes, which I've said before. I'm pissed off and been pissed off in the past that the Biden administration didn't let us know what was going on. The Obama administration, now going back to as far as George Bush, they didn't let us know what was going on either. And as far as I was concerned, they had lost the right, or they had lost my trust in me trusting them to do the right thing. I trust Donald Trump to do the right thing. I guess I'm in the cult. Although I do find it amusing that people who are really in cults don't see that they're in cults. I don't think that I'm in a cult. And we've called out, it says George W. in hindsight was trash too. Even Daddy. Remember, he was a spook. He was head of the spooks. He was, and some say involved all the way back to JFK. It's been a big smokescreen that the agencies and the federal government and the deep state have been pulling on us for years, which is, again, well, I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it again. A space hippie on vacay. Women are educated in Iran. They go to university, become doctors, etc. But they're treated like crap. Are they not? And I, along with the Tobys, have decided the best way to get the news out of Iran is to find somebody you trust in Iran and ask them. They treat, they make them wear the head to toe, what is it called? Not a hijab. Is it?
Burqa?
What's it called? Durka.
Durka.
Act, Gary. Damn it. Act. And again, that's why we can't all just get along, because there's always some dick in the mix trying to F it up for the rest of us. And until we become the society that does exist in Star Trek, not Starfleet Academy, but Star Trek, because good grief, whatever reality exists in Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, if that's it, we're all doomed. We are doomed.
If that's the future of Starfleet,
I don't want anything. Shoot 'em. There's good news on that front, though. We'll get to that. First, if you want to smell good and be clean all at the same time in one fell swoop, it's smellmymojo.com. You know the story. Everything from the masculine soap collection to the butter bar to the creamy coconut to the smell of freedom. And freedom isn't free. In this case, freedom costs $7.99 at Smell My Mojo. It's inflation.
Yes.
I wonder if $7.99 back in 2001 would be $1.05. Be interesting. But go to smellmymojo.com and use the promo code DailyMojo for 15% off your order. Which one of these did we decide was the right one? Was it this one?
Big game day.
No, that wasn't it. This one.
Patriots need to smell like winning. So remember to smell mymojo.com. Patriots need to smell like winning. Mm-hmm. So remember to smell mymojo.com.
Promo code Daily Mojo.
Oh! Boots on the floor. Coffee in hand. Spin that dial. We start the band.
Boots, check. Keys, check. Attitude, check. We'll take it from here.
Sun comes up, headlines burn. Mic goes live, we take our turn. Bradley J. Staggs laughing at the seams. Talking big talk about big wild Daily Mojo. Bang that drum, chasing down that American dream. One job, wrong. You had one job wrong. Daily Mojo, beat that chest. When I was broke, we still believe. One job, wrong. We're chasing that American dream.
The Daily Mojo.
Daily Mojo.
According to the Fox News website, the president, Donald Trump, has told Iran's new leadership it is too late to talk. He said this on Truth today, on Tuesday. Trump made the statement noting that Iran's replacement leaders have reached out in hopes to talk with the United States. Their air defense, Air Force, Navy, and leadership is gone. They want to talk. I said, too late. President made the statement in response to an op-ed in the Washington Post hailing Trump's ability to change the world without putting boots on the ground. In an update previous to that, which says it was 5 minutes ago, imminent missile and drone threat over Bahrain in Saudi Arabia. According to the State Department, they warned of an imminent missile and drone attack, urging Americans in the area to shelter in place. Why don't they just do the duck and cover again thing? That seemed to work in the 50s. Duck and cover. The State Department issued the warning from its TravelGov account on X, telling those in the region to stay indoors and take cover in the lowest available floor of the buildings. There's a threat of imminent missile and UAV attacks over Bahrain. Do not come to the U.S. consulate. It's full. Take cover immediately in your residence on the lowest available floor and away from windows. Do not go outside. U.S. consulate in Bahrain urges U.S. citizens there to shelter in place, blah, blah, blah. And 29 minutes ago, ex-Obama advisor warns Iran strikes might lead to civilian massacres, ignores protest deaths. So, how do you think Obama is feeling about all of this? You think he's, whose side is he on?
Well, the pallets of cash indicate that he was on the Iranian side.
Here's something interesting. Today, after 2 years of negotiations, the United States, together with our international partners, has achieved something that decades of animosity has not: a comprehensive long-term deal with Iran that will prevent it from obtaining a nuclear weapon. The deal demonstrates that American diplomacy can bring about real and meaningful change that makes our country and the world safer and more secure. This deal is also in line with a tradition of American leadership. It's now more than 50 years since President Kennedy stood before the American people and said, "Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate." That was spooky. For a second there, you thought, whoa, is that JFK come back to life? Nope, that was just me. He was speaking then about the need for discussions between the United States and the Soviet Union, which led efforts to restrict the spread of nuclear weapons. Were the Iranians, in fact, by the way, that was from President Barack Obama, July 14th, 2015. So 11 years ago. So I'm sure it's more nuanced than this. I'm sure that there are smarter people than me. Will say, well, it goes deeper than that. You can't just ask simple questions. As of 2026, Iran does not possess nuclear weapons, according to U.S. intelligence and international monitors. However, Iran has accumulated enough highly enriched uranium to potentially produce multiple bombs within weeks if they choose to do so. While Iran claims its program is for peaceful purposes, they have significantly reduced compliance with international monitoring following the 2018 U.S. withdrawal from the nuclear deal, raising global concerns about their breakout capability. So, if you go to the Reddit subreddits where all of the experts reside, just ask them, they'll tell you. In the subreddit Nuclear Weapons, the question asks, what are the chances that Iran already has nuclear weapons? To which the following answers were given. Not zero, but it depends on what one defines as a nuclear weapon. Is a dirty bomb a nuclear weapon? I would say it is. Dirty bomb is not a nuclear weapon, in my opinion. Well, that's from one of the experts there in nuclear weapons, so I stand corrected. Basically, an explosive device that releases dangerous chemicals. I would treat it as a chemical weapon. Okay. Psychological effects. Dirty bomb. Even if they do, they couldn't possibly have developed the technology to put one on top of a ballistic missile and deliver it without testing unless they bought one. Honest question. Why would you need to test a nuclear warhead delivery? Assuming you somehow tested the device itself and the ballistic missile with a conventional warhead, why would a combination of the same ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead require extra testing? Because you get extra money, right? So do they? I mean, would they? It's not like the Iranian government would lie to us about whether or not they had a nuclear weapon, right? I mean, this. Space Hippie on vacay. Dems destroy things. Anti-ICE protesters destroy things along the way when they take to the streets. It is rather amazing, some of the contradictions that we see out there in the protests. W. Kunkel says, pretty sure O received a portion of that cash laundered through his Netflix deal. And speaking of Netflix, the continued story of Paramount Skydance now acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery as opposed to Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery. This is an interesting headline from the New York Post. And here it is.
Wow.
You want to read the headline there?
How tampons in the men's room helped derail the Netflix Warner Brothers deal. This should be interesting.
I can already, before I even read it, I figured out probably what it was. Can you? I mean, you should be able to.
Too woke?
Why would you have tampons in the men's restroom?
Because of trans women. Trans women?
Yep.
Trans men. Sorry. Yeah, trans men.
I know, right? You need the scorecard to keep track. According to the New York Post, there were many defining moments featured in the months-long battle for the ownership of Warner Brothers Discovery. Sit-downs to woo the president, high-profile congressional hearings, a brutal bidding war, and a tampon. During the negotiations, while Netflix was telling skeptical GOP lawmakers that it wasn't a left-wing company looking to get more powerful by snapping up Warner Brothers Discovery, would you think that Netflix was a left-wing content creator?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
It couldn't because of Obama.
Obama?
Right?
Yeah.
Why? So, by them getting a hold of Warner Brothers, wouldn't that have made their platform even larger to spew the progressive leftist propaganda out there? Wouldn't that have been close to? Would it be close to a monopoly? I don't think so. I don't think it would be a monopoly because you have other studios. You also have YouTube. You have Rumble. You have Hulu. Well, Disney, Hulu, same thing. Hulu's going away.
Oh, it is?
Soon. Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Hell, we have a Hulu subscription. Misty, Hulu's going away.
It's being rolled into, what is it, Disney Plus? So, Disney and, it's all trans.
You know, they're the only ones that I can't watch at the shop, Hulu. I can watch Netflix there, and I can watch Paramount Plus there, but I can't watch Hulu there because it's a different IP address. They lock it down. You can only watch, unless you pay extra money, you can only watch from one outgoing IP address.
And you haven't figured out a way around that?
Oh, if I watch it on my iPad, I can, because they don't lock down your phone or your iPad. But no, if it's a PC,
you can watch it at the shop.
Well, yeah, but I don't have those devices there to watch it with. But like, let me give you an example. My Apple TV, because our TV connection, if you will, is through Hulu. When you go to Apple TV Plus and you want to watch Fox News on your television, you have to give it a provider login. And so when I log in with Hulu, it says, sorry, you're not at home. Do you want to change your home location? Hell no, I don't want to change my home location.
Yeah, you can't watch any of like CNN or
can't
Fox
do any
of
it.
those without.
Not if you're connected to Hulu as the TV program.
And not missing it really either. When was the last time you tried to get your news from Fox or CNN?
I watch Fox most of the day or listen to it.
Ugh. During the negotiation, while Netflix telling you skeptical, blah, 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 a delegation of legislators paid a visit to the Netflix headquarters. One was both shocked and disturbed to find a basket containing tampons in the men's restroom. To be clear, there are other factors involved in CEO Ted Sarandos' decision to cancel his nearly completed purchase of Warner Brothers studio and streaming service, but the tampon incident, as it's become to be known on Capitol Hill, does in fact carry some weight in the unwavering political opposition from the GOP to Sarandos' ambitions. This is 2026, not 2020, said one GOP staffer with firsthand knowledge of the matter. What were they thinking? According to the spin control coming from Netflix, Sarandos' $73 billion purchase of vast chunks of the company known as Warner Brothers Discovery came to a grinding halt last Thursday. Was it you that I was discussing this with? CNN is included in the deal.
Yes, yeah, we talked about it on the air a couple of days ago. It wasn't originally, I don't think, but it is included because we were talking about Larry Ellison taking it over.
Who was it that realized that CNN is not worth a warm pitcher of piss on its own?
No, not at all. By the way, Space Hippie on Vacay says even Disney doesn't have tampons in the men's room.
You can use paper towels anyway. Sarandos' $73 billion purchase of vast chunks of the company, blah, 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 grinding halt last week because he didn't want to get into a bidding war with Paramount Skydance, which had just sweetened the hostile takeover of the company to $80.5 billion. That is a lot of money. I don't know if you knew that or not. Sarandos runs a public company. That's the difference between Paramount Skydance and Netflix. Private, public. Netflix has a market value that fell $200 billion during the takeover process. The investors did not like them trying to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. The transaction was always a nice to have at the right price, not a must have at any price, according to the CEO. The 6-month bidding war, many Republicans in Congress, the state AG offices, and of course, the White House came to believe that Netflix was seeking to create a monopoly in streaming, an increasingly important way Americans consume entertainment. Netflix denied it. I don't know. Would it have been a monopoly? I mean, they would have had a large chunk of it, but again, I don't think it was. The CEO of Netflix long argued that Netflix programming appeals to all political tastes. Does it? Because I don't think it really does. I think that I'm trying to think of one. Give me a shining example of something that is like anything Trump-centric on Netflix that views him in a positive. I can't really think of anything. Conservative-leaning advocacy groups that produce research that its programming and documentaries have often pushed themes like transgenderism, DEI, and other issues near and dear to the cultural left. According to Sarandos and Reed Hastings, the Netflix co-founder, they're both big supporters of Democrats and progressive policies. Susan Rice, top official in the Obama administration and a critic of Trump, sits on the board of Netflix.
Yeah.
It was her inopportune comments on a podcast attacking companies that do business with Trump that is also said to have cost Sarandos more White House support for the Warner Brothers deal. That was really kind of stupid of her.
It was absolutely dumb. Yeah.
Not real bright. Last month, Sarandos was grilled on these matters by the Senate Judiciary Committee Antitrust Subcommittee headed to Senator Mike Lee. Not long after that, he launched what they are calling a charm offensive at GOP lawmakers in the White House, worried that a close call on Warner Brothers' antitrust implications could turn into a rout against the deal if he didn't tamp down, see what they did there, on the political concerns. His job only got more difficult when a bunch of GOP lawmakers paid that visit to Netflix. They were part of the congressional delegation that each year visits various Hollywood studios around the time of the Grammy Awards. How would you visit Hollywood studios during the Grammys? Even more so, according to a source who spoke with him when during the confab, he went to the men's room and found the basket of tampons. The chairman was disturbed. In recent years, many tech companies have made tampons available in men's rooms to promote diversity and inclusivity for trans employees, but conservatives believe such efforts to normalize transgenderism have dire social effects. I would agree, because when you go into if you were to go into it tells you instantly who they are, right? If you went into any business establishment and they had in the men's room a basket of tampons, you'd know who they were politically, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And what would my reaction? I'll just be, whoa, you got to be careful around these people. That's what they've taught us. That's what we have been taught through all of their efforts, that they'll come after you if you don't agree with them. They don't have a sense of humor. They will try to cancel you. That has been the message from that side of the aisle for a very long time. They've done a really good job at pounding that into us. Have they not? I mean, I don't think we just made it up in our heads. And I don't like being told what I have to do or think. That may come as a surprise or a shock to you, but I don't. And it's really, this was stupid on their part. This was really dumb. But it will appear now. Now, is it a good thing again for the Ellisons to have ownership of Warner Brothers? I guess that remains to be seen. Will they, in fact, ditch the last, which will be the last either way, the last season of Starfleet Academy? One can only hope. Although I want them to just, if not release it on the at least put it out there just for some good laughs.
Wait, is that? I thought.
What?
I thought. Am I wrong? Is Starfleet Academy? I thought it was Paramount Plus. It is Paramount. Yeah. Yes. Okay. But okay.
What?
No, they probably will dump it, is my guess. Because didn't they already? They signed for the second season already, right?
So they did that before the Ellisons took over.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's already, the deal was already done. What people are hoping that they will do is because in a sign of good faith, do what they did to the Batgirl movie. Whoever was that, Warner Brothers? Yeah. Take the tax write-off. If they do that, they can't release it.
Yeah.
But it would be, there's got to be some really good comedy in the second season if the first season of Starfleet Academy brought us the world's first gay Klingon and a bunch of other vapid, empty characters who, and really showed us the mindset of writers of television, or at least this particular show. I don't know how would you get a job? Would you, as a writer of this Star Trek series, why would you use this as an example of your best work? Even if you are really proud of the activism that you injected into the writing of Starfleet Academy.
See, that's the thing.
Doesn't it show that you don't research your project?
Yeah. That's the thing about Paramount, because I can't really tell, and I know who owns it, but I can't really tell which direction they lean, and I guess that's a good thing, right? Because you got your Starfleet Academy, which not Discovery, Strange New Worlds, which were woke as hell, both of them. But at the same time, you've got Landman, which leans conservative, and I know that it's set in Texas, but he freaking rails on Hillary a couple of times in this show. You've got other shows that lean conservative, so maybe they're trying to balance it and don't really give two shits about which direction it goes, as long as it's balanced. But
it's the deals. When did they take over? When did Skydance take over Paramount?
Well, it's been a couple of years, right?
I don't think it's been that long. When did Skydance by Paramount? I think it was just last year. Let's see. Skydance, yeah, it was August 25.
Okay. So
it's only been 5 months. Yeah, September, October, November, December, January. So 6 months.
Yeah, we're in March, dude.
7 months. Well, yeah, 7 months. So
yeah,
if they're not going to, you're not going to see what they're going to do with it yet because they're just now finding out where everything's filed. So we're not going to see what they're really going to do with it. It's kind of sad that Taylor Sheridan is leaving.
Yeah, where is he going? I forget.
NBC,
CBS, one of the two. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think they made a good deal.
It's kind of sad that he's leaving it because he does some good programming. And I don't know what Taylor Sheridan's. I don't know. Is he a Republican? Is he a Democrat? I don't know.
I would think he's more Republican. Yeah, or yeah.
He seems to, or he's just smart and doesn't, inject a bunch of wokeism into his stuff. That's the smart thing to do, no matter which side of and Hollywood's done that for a number of years. At least it was low key.
Yeah.
At least they weren't overt about, planting all this stuff in there. That's the difference. Is now it's just they whack you over the head with it. I mean, in Starfleet Academy, how many gay characters are there?
At least three. Yeah.
It's like, for crying out loud. I mean, and by the way, when do they start doing Star Trek stuff? When do they start doing Starfleet Academy stuff instead of, having relationship problems? Because, and by the way, I'd hate to break it to you, but you were wrong. Everybody did. They were hating on Tiramisu, and they were scared of her because they thought that she would do her girl scream and break their heads open. They didn't feel sorry for her. It's too bad because she was just trying to help everybody. She just wanted to help everybody by killing the bad guys, and then they turned on her, and that's not right that they turned on little Tiramisu. She was just trying to do the right thing. What? You're not gonna? You don't believe that?
Yeah, I'm just reading about Taylor Sheridan. Somebody made a comment about him selling his ranch to China, but that's he didn't sell his ranch to China.
Y'all have to be careful about what you read. Download the Daily MoJo app and enable notifications if you want the real scoop. We'll give it to you the way you should take it. I bet they make the guy in the Landman look like the villain. Which guy?
Oh, probably Tommy.
Why? Well, there's always going to be a villain. I bet they make the guy in Landman look like the villain. Well, there's nothing wrong with making a guy in a show the villain. You have to have a villain. There has to be an antagonist. Has to be a bad guy. Otherwise, where's the human conflict? Where's the drama? Where's all the...
Good point.
Where are the aliens? Where are the extraterrestrials? Where are the drones? Oh, the drones? Did you know they're back?
Are they in New Jersey? Are they back in Jersey?
Did they ever really leave? We'll have the answer to that for you next on the Daily MoJo.
The Daily MoJo, making mornings bright. With Brad and Vaughn, they keep it funky tight. Yeah. News, laughs, and the moves that feel so right. It's the Daily MoJo, keeping the world in sight.
We'd like to say hi to any government agency monitoring this broadcast. You know where to find us. TheDailyMojo.com.
See, Wade, you have to be more discerning in where you get your information. You cannot believe everything you read in the Inquirer. I'm not saying that the Inquirer is always wrong, and I'm not saying People Magazine is always wrong, but sometimes they are, especially People. But it's all right. And and you should probably give up your subscription to Cosmopolitan. They are just, they've gone, I mean, terribly woke, apparently. The Jersey drones, though, they say are back again, that they never actually went away. At least that's what the people in the comment section, there was the angry astronaut over on the YouTube has what he says is new footage of the drones over Jersey. Now, is it just a light in the sky? Is it really a drone? I don't know. You be the judge. But the comments in the comment section, these never stopped. It's been going on this whole time. The media just stopped talking about it. Thank you. I live in Mount Laurel. It drives me insane that nobody ever notices or cares. What are these things? I don't know. If you, that's a power, whatever that is, a powerful light. Look, that almost looks like a helicopter, doesn't it?
That does look like a helicopter.
But why is it turning on its, that's the see, that's, you never know. I mean, it's fun to look at, sure.
And why is it
could be a
shooting
drone.
two directions?
That's called a dirty lens. That's how you get fabulous lens flare. At least that's how J.J. Abrams did it.
Yeah.
You get dirty up your lens a little bit and then take a flashlight and hit it. So maybe that's what that was. But what's that? You know what those are?
Lens flares?
No.
What?
Aren't those Starlink satellites?
Oh, yes. More than likely. They track in the sky like that.
It sucks when you know. I miss the days when you looked up and if you saw four lights all chained together like that, it's the Martians, they're attacking us. Now you're like, oh, it's just Elon and his toys again. They stopped talking about it after Trump said they were drones. With so much public interest in UAPs, I wonder why none of the usual UAP talking heads go to New Jersey and investigate. The guy that AJ had on his basement discussion, what was his name? I don't remember, but you can go look it up. But he had a really good concept. He said, why don't we, instead of saying people like Grush and these and Elizondo, why don't we challenge them instead of saying we just don't believe them? Challenge them. All right, I believe you. Now, why don't you move forward and get us the proof? And if it's like Anna Paulina Luna, she says she has she's seen the proof that we are dealing with interdimensional beings. All right, let's start a campaign, or if you're in her district, in her state, push her to get to release it. Make this something, make it a priority for them, for her. That's how you get the stuff released. But what they know is that we just won't do that. We don't take the time to do it. We don't take the time to make it an actual priority on their plate. And I know they have a lot to do up in D.C., what with all the grift and the graft, the theft, the overtaxation. I mean, they have a lot to do. But we need to make sure that they understand that we want to see the evidence that these are either aliens and or interdimensional beings. Because it's New Jersey, E1 Guru says. Yeah, the powers that be really do hate the Northeast, don't they? Lad 86. We need to continue the pressure on them being the people in charge, our representatives in Washington. We need them to know that we want to know the truth about the drones and or the UFOs and or the aliens, name your flavor of UAP. We want the truth to all of that. We want the truth to things like whether or not, Wade, this one's for you. Because
this is crazy to me.
Why?
Because it's not a mask. Come on.
the world buzzing right now. We all know him for his amazing ability to become whoever or whatever for a role. But he most recently stepped out not for a role, but for an award. People are saying the Jim Carrey we just saw accept that award in France is not the Jim Carrey we grew up watching. In fact, they're saying he's not even the same person. People are saying it is literally Jim Carrey who prepared us for him stepping out and it not actually being him. Jim Carrey didn't just prepare us for a world where there was someone who may be impersonating him. He literally said, I'm retiring. If you see me out in the public again, it's not me. We're talking about the same man who has a history of calling out corruption in the entertainment industry, in politics, and in the elites in general.
That does not look like Jim Carrey, does it?
It doesn't look like the Jim Carrey that we're familiar with because he's old and has had some work done. That's why it doesn't look like the Jim Carrey we're familiar with.
But didn't he say if he was ever seen in public again that it wasn't him?
It's him.
But didn't he say that if he was ever seen in public again, it wasn't him?
I don't know if he ever said that.
What?
I've never seen that or heard it. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying I've never seen it or heard it. So you're asking me? No, I don't know that he said that.
I have taught you well, Grasshopper. Jim Carrey did not say that if he was ever seen in public again, it would not be him. This appears to be a recent internet rumor or misattributed claim that surged in late February, early March, tied to conspiracy theories about his appearance at the César Awards in Paris on February 26th. Fans noted he looked unrecognizable. Fuller face, different voice tone.
There was a guy came out saying
speculations.
It was him in a mask, in a Jim Carrey mask, and I'm like, not even remotely close. You can tell when somebody's wearing a mask. You can. Unless they've got sunglasses on around the eyes. But that mask, Jim Carrey,
You can tell someone's wearing a mask.
You can tell when they're trying to imitate somebody else.
Why do you put these challenges in front of me?
Yes. Even the woman who freaking was the person for the CIA, you could tell that she says you can tell when somebody's wearing a mask. But most people don't look that hard, right? The bottom line is
I have fooled people who know me very well, not even wearing a mask, but just with good makeup.
Okay. That's Jim Carrey. It was him. Nobody can convince me that it wasn't.
So you were there and you know?
Nope.
Social media posts and videos claimed he had previously warned that if he ever came out of retirement or if he was seen in public again, it wouldn't be him, or it isn't him. These claims circulated amid his retirement talk in 2022, when he said he was probably retiring. He was fairly serious about it, emphasizing he'd only return for something truly meaningful, which is what he did when he returned for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So he's been keeping a low profile, but has he had work done?
There's no question he's had work done. When you look at some of the older pictures of him, you can see that his eyes droop a little bit on the outside, and now they're pulled back. So he's had, I don't know if you call it a facelift, but you know how you can pull back the skin. But Jim Carrey is much older now than he used to be. And his face, if you remember, Jim Carrey was always this very wild face-making dude. And over time, that stretches your skin to a point where if you don't get work done, then it falls apart, falls down.
How'd you describe it? A wild
face-making dude.
Face-making.
Wild face-making dude.
Making dude. Is there a dash between face and making, or is that one word?
I think it's probably
dude.
a dash. Yeah, dude.
All right, I'm gonna put a dash in there. Wild face-making dude. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program, wild face-making dude, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
He does. Who was it that I saw the other? Oh, hang on a second. I'm going to bring her up. Don't take this.
Okay.
Why do they do this to themselves?
God, no kidding.
Hang on. Let's see. Put this one over there, and then.
I mean, Jenner. What's her name? Kris Jenner. You look at that. Ugh.
How?
Or even the latest photographs of Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, Kelly. Have you seen her?
She's on death's door, from what I understand.
Gosh, dog, look at the latest images of her.
There's
It's worrisome.
Famke Janssen.
Famke?
I mean, she was a stunning, stunning woman.
Yeah.
And then what? Why do you do that to yourself? Could this be age? Boy, am I glad she's not here right now. Because if she says, I've not had any work done, I'm just older.
Most of them would say that. I haven't had any work done.
But come on, you've had, I mean,
she's had something done.
Phase.
But then again, age is freaking a bitch.
Time is a mother fudge banger. It really is. I mean, I will look in and then, well, look at you, for example.
Without a doubt, dude. I got all this hanging down here now. All my freaking skin spots. I don't know how to get rid of those.
Look at the camera and say, gobble, gobble.
I'm not going to do that. You asshole.
What? Just say gobble, gobble.
No, because then somebody will cut it out and it'll be a freaking meme forever. No.
Here, you know what? This is how I'm confident I am, because I'll go, that's more like a turkey than gobble, gobble.
You got your waddle. I mean, my waddle's still a little snug. It's not completely drooping, but it's getting there. Because I turned 60 last week, and Mitzi said, "Oh, great! Now I can turn you in and get 230s." I'm like, "Oh, okay. You can't handle 230s."
Why would she want to have when the Chinese guy goes to the dentist?
No,
twice?
not 230.
Oh, 230. You know, this is a sucky hobby to have if you are remotely self-conscious.
Yes, that's exactly right.
You know, if you keep doing that, you're just going to make it stretchier and hang down lower. You're going to come out one day, it's going to be hanging down around your toes. I've noticed that about Trump lately. Like as you get older, and then they wear the shirts and the ties, and they're all tight and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like all
it all bloobs up over the top. Yep.
It bloobs up. The benefit to that is you don't even have to tie your tie really well, because all the just covers over the top of it.
Yeah, I mean, we're all aging out of our good looks. That's the problem.
Speak for yourself.
Come on. You are a hot man. I have to give you that.
I am better looking today than I was 30 years ago. Hell, I would do me right now. I would.
Okay.
You handed me something last night.
I did. It was good to see you.
I put it on, and you said, "Now turn around." And I was like, why do you have to always make me an object? And why can't you just appreciate me for who I am? And you're like, shut up and turn around. Let me see you from the behind. And then, so what is the explain this?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just a small cutting board, but what we've done, and I handed it to you, is because well, it's got a glare. There you go. It's we can UV print now. We have a UV printer. We finally got it working, and Brad's showing it there with the glare on it. But yeah, I mean, we can print, and we're gonna start offering different things now. But yeah, didn't I hand you some stickers too? Right? We can do DTF stickers, and we can print directly on substrates, i.e., flat material, full color images. You're a cute man. Here, let me do this. There you go. Switched over to the other camera. It's good. You're good.
This is you. Well, keep talking, because I'm just here to be pretty.
And you are. But yeah, I mean, yeah, MoJoLaserPros.com. Be looking for it soon. We're gonna have some.
Be looking for what?
Offers. Some offers. We don't know yet what we're going to print on. I've been learning how to UV print, and from all of our discussions that it's taken me 3 months to get this UV printer working.
And now this is a paddle, right?
It is not a paddle. It's a cutting board, but you can use it as a paddle if you like. Drill some holes in it for air resistance.
Would you cut grapes on it?
I don't know that I would do anything with that one specifically other than hang it on the wall.
So it's a paddle.
Okay, you could do that.
Well, that's what you said you were going to do with it.
Or you could give it away.
Give it away now. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, Ewan Guru.
Yeah.
He understood the assignment. MoJo Laser Pro. Oh, it's good to see you're right on top of that too. Thanks for the new logo there on the.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
MoJo Laser Pros. Oh, look, the Christmas ornament's still available.
Yeah.
Wasn't it you that told me we were in March?
I am in March, but the 2024 ornament's still available. It's right there on the screen. Sometimes people order those.
I'm just asking for a friend. That's all I was doing. It's all at mojolaserpros.com.
Every day at the top of the hour, I flip on the radio for a blast of truth and power from the Daily Mojo. Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
Radio with an attitude.
You know, they got the whole thing wrong. Well, South Park did it when they said, put a chick in and make her gay. And for whatever reason, Alex Kurtzman was like, put a dude in it, make him gay. And so the Bugle Daily over on the Twitter, make him look like he would fit in Star Trek Starfleet Academy. That's about right. That's Worf. Do you like the hair? I think the hair's nice. Unbelievable.
Michael Dorn looking at that going, oh my gosh.
And this is, I think this is, I don't know if this is her reaction to it or if it's her reaction to the lawsuit, but let's see.
I'm about to show you guys one of the coolest tricks ever. Say you're traveling and you didn't pack enough underwear and you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear tomorrow? Every room.
That's hilarious.
Hang on a second. Let's see if they made it go away.
They could have.
Are you familiar with this?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, here. Oh, maybe it. Okay. God, I hate Instagram.
Say you're traveling and you didn't pack enough underwear and you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear tomorrow? Every room has like a coffee pot thing in it. Every room. Even the other coffee makers where it like brews through. All you have to do, put your underwear where you would put the coffee grounds. You close it.
She suggested that you use the coffee maker in your motel room to wash your under things.
Yeah.
Tara Woodcocks is her name.
Of course it is. Here, I'll get
Would
it.
Would I? She has faced peg leg. She has faced a little bit of backlash for suggesting this on the social media. This is a life hack. Original Babe said she got in serious trouble. I don't know. Did she? She got sued. She got sued. Now, I don't know what. I'm sure a lawyer could come up with something for doing this.
You press brew and it puts scorching hot water through it. You guys, then the hairdryer in the bathroom, you blow dry those bad boys and you got yourself a cleaner pair of underwear.
Yeah. Is she just a dumbass or?
Well, she got the views. There's no question about that. I remember seeing this video or one similar to it.
Is she sly like a fox or is she just a dumbass? Because she got the views. She's an influencer and a fitness coach. I don't know if she's going to be a good life coach because she's got really stupid advice like this. Speaking out after her video of advising people to put your underpants in the coffee maker. And I mean, on the surface, in a post-apocalyptic world, that's a good tip. Right?
In a post-apocalyptic world, yes.
Right. She just got the timing wrong. This was November 9th of last year. One of the coolest tricks ever, if you don't pack enough underwear. I mean, you could just go to the store and buy some new underpants. I think she also used the coffee maker for socks.
Or
right?
how about rinse them out in the damn sink under hot water? For Pete's sake.
Well, who's going to watch that? Who's going to watch that on a Instagram short?
Nope, exactly.
You use the blow dryer to dry them off. You got yourself a clean pair of sterilized. The video had more than 3,600 likes. It's been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. Other accounts reposted the clips, slamming Woodcocks for advice they deemed unsanitary. Technically, if in fact the water is hot enough going through that, wouldn't it disinfect the machine itself? I mean, what are you underwear phobes so worried about?
It just makes me never want to have coffee in my hotel room again. But then again, you're right. It would sanitize itself with scalding hot water.
It seems like it would. I don't know what the technical temperature has to be of the water to kill all the schmeg that you would get in your underpants, fecal matter and whatnot. In the hotel.
I mean, Wade Robertson says you could have undie tea after this.
We've all heard the old joke.
Oh, shit, Brad. How much can we sell undie tea for? There's farts in a jar. Undie tea. Come get it. See if the domain name's available right now.
Does anyone else not use their coffee maker in their hotel room because of the gross stuff that you don't know what happens in there? Somebody else asked in a clip.
Yep.
And the particular, I don't know what hotel chain it was. They not only did they replace reportedly the coffee makers in all of their rooms.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
Which is, well, they said they did.
Wow.
Whether or not they did, who knows? Wow. But then and apparently this was I guess it was in Singapore, which, you know, the Singaporeans, they won't just sue you. They'll just kill you. They'll put you on a rack somewhere and they'll just stretch you out until you die. They don't F around in Singapore. But they not only said that they, I think, replaced all the coffee makers, but then they sued her, and I don't, if they sued her, it would have been in Singapore. So I don't know how they would get any money out of her for doing that in Singapore, right? I mean, you'd have to get her to go back to Singapore. Let's see those. Say which, but it does not say which hotel it was. I was hoping that I found a place. According to the IB Times, there's no court filing. There's no docket entry though, so maybe they did not end up suing her, or if they did say they sued her, they didn't. Hang on a second. This is not. Stand by while I wait for the technology to keep up with my brain here.
Wow.
One moment, please.
Crotch coffee or undie tea.
$1 million lawsuit over the coffee maker inside. The rumors were dismissed, though, because according to the IB Times, there is no court filing, there's no docket entry, no official statement from the hotel chain. So, in fact, was it true that they replaced their coffee makers? It could be that the same coffee makers are still in the same hotel chain in Singapore.
It could be. And why would you just replace the one in that room? I mean, they know which room she was in.
Yeah, but the thing is, it sounds better if you just tell.
Yes.
If you just tell the public that you are, replacing all of them. Because
Well, the public doesn't know which room she was in, and your lottery ticket would tell you that you happened to be in the room she was in using the coffee maker.
Hold on, I'm continuing to wait for this
because
piece of
that's a K-cup coffee maker right there. So you got to really shove those panties down in that little hole.
Stay classy, San Diego.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Let's see if this
What is
here
this?
will.
I was just telling Colton about the video about the underwear and the Keurig or whatever, and he goes, "What?" He said, "What's a Keurig?" I said, "It's like the coffee pot when I washed our underwear in the coffee pot." He goes, "Mine?" I said, "Yeah, when I used to clean our underwear." He goes, "You are so disgusting."
This is the this is her follow-up to the follow-up, according to. Sorry, this piece of technology over here is still catching up. You can put a man on the moon, in theory, but you can't make technology that will keep up with me. She first went viral. At times, she said she'd learned the trick from a flight attendant and was surprised that so many people already knew it. So she wasn't even the first person to do it. She was just the first person to put it online, and she's probably not even the first person to put it online. I would imagine you could probably, if you did enough of a search, or probably even just a cursory search for this, which I'm not going to do because technology can't keep up with me as it is, but and you don't really want that on your search history. But she's probably not even the first influencer to put this sort of advice online, meaning that there have been many instances in many hotels where you have already stayed where someone has already washed out their underpants in the coffee maker. I mean, if you're on a trip right now, I just seriously enjoy the stay. But understand that every time you make coffee in there, yes, it was probably a thong. Thank you, Lep. Because yes, it's not a very large area.
Not the Keurig.
Wade says, people on here reading my comments thinking I'm being serious and actually a nasty pervert.
You're not?
Wade, we all know that you're serious and you're a nasty pervert, Wade. See what happens when you see what happens. There's always somebody who ruins it for everybody. Tara Woodcocks, happened to ruin it for the rest of us who had a great life hack for getting clean underpants on the road.
The difference in the cost of a Keurig or a coffee maker versus a washing machine, that's a big deal.
We live in tough economic times.
We do. Yeah.
And you know whose fault it is that people are washing their underpants in the coffee maker is? You know whose fault it is?
Whose? Joe Biden.
It's Trump.
What do you mean it's let's go?
It's always Trump.
If Trump had just lowered prices already on washing machines and coffee makers and underpants, we wouldn't have this problem, would we? No. It's because Trump is a racist that we have this problem with underpants and coffee makers. I don't know why y'all can't see that. That is 2 hours of audio deliciousness known as the Daily MoJo and delicious coffee here for, Tuesday, the third day of March. I was about to say December of March, the year of our Lord 2026. And we learned a few things this morning.
A few.
We learned that Wade is a nasty pervert. We learned that Deuce 5 learned a vampire walks into a bar. The bartender asks what he wanted. The vampire pulls out the... Nope, not doing that one. Not my dog. She could wash them in the effing sink in the bathroom. Huh. Why, when you're looking for life hacks, why do you want to use the simplest? Why do you all of a sudden want to get so simple that you're just doing? That's like saying use the garden hose to fill up the bucket.
Yeah.
What? You people do not know how the interweb works. Peekapool, the hotel rooms I've been in mostly had coffee makers with single-use baskets. They're sealed in plastic. Yes. That's true too. Those little single-use, so the water that you use, or when you run water through it, it doesn't even touch the part of the coffee maker anyhow. Am I not making you feel any better about the next place you're going to stay? Seriously? Toby says, so you're suggesting I should avoid the coffee maker at the Desert Air Motel. Oh, you want to know what has been washed in the coffee maker at the motel? I'm not going to say the whole cat fits in there, but parts of the cat do fit in the coffee maker at the Desert Air Motel. And we have a very clean cat here at the motel. Curtis is over in the Daily Mojo First Amendment room. Stop talking and free the nipple. The ones in New York. See, where did the free the nipple crowd go? And where are they when you need them in New York to counter-protest the Iranian whack jobs?
Yeah, true. It's true.
Why can't we have bring back the free the nipple protests? It'd be a better world. Remember that we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. 6 separate tyrannics. We're just stupid. Good night, Dog.
Wherever you are, love you.
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.